Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Dreame L10S Ultra Robot Vacuum with mop. What I wanted to do today is to show you around the vacuum some of the features and benefits that it offers. What I'll also do is to give you a demonstration of it for the vacuum and the mopping side, because I'm really interested to see how well we get on. Just before I start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up. First of all, we need to get the vacuum unboxed. Now, I feel quite intimidated sat here next to the box because it's just really down to the sheer size of it. But anyway, as I say, I'm really looking forward to having a go with this, because I did review one of the other Dreame Tech products recently, and I must say I was really impressed. So this is the cleaner itself. Let's just have a quick look. You know, I feel like a kid at Christmas with this. There we are. Absolutely lovely. Love the colour of it. I know it's white, but the glossy white finish. But anyway, let's pop that to the side for a moment. Box on the floor, and we've got there's a lot of other packaging material in here. So we've got all of these accessories. We've got the floor mops, got the brushes, got the mains lead, some multi-surface floor cleaner. But I'm just going to pop that down because I think really what I need to do, I need to put this on the floor and lift it out. So it's a bit more packaging material. Now, something I do comment on, if you've followed me on YouTube for a while, is the recyclability of the packaging. And I must say, I'm impressed. The majority is cardboard. There are a couple of bits of polystyrene in there, but I know for a manufacturer the priority is the product arriving in a safe place, or arriving safely, as I should say. But majority of the packaging is the brown cardboard, and that's really good because a lot of that's recyclable. So here we are. This is the main base unit, or the docking station, as it could be called. And then the vacuum will come and sit in here to charge. And apparently there's a whole load of things that this can do. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all the packaging to one side, and then I think we need to start getting it set up. So a couple of things we need to do before we start to get it charged. There are a couple of stickers on here that just say remove before use. So we've got one that side, and there's quite an obvious sticker on the front there that says remove before use. There we go. And on the underside, we just need to just be gentle with it. So we just need to pop the brush on here. You've got a brush that just clips into place, and then you've got the two mops. Like that, dead easy. So that's the first part of the setup process done. What we need to do now is to give it a good charge. So that's charging now. I just had to move it a little bit to get it into place. As I say, in theory, that should be the only time that I need to put it on there manually. Because once it's fully charged, then what it would normally do, once it's finished its cleaning and mopping routine, it will go back to the base and start charging on its own. So while the vacuum is charging, there is a bit more of the setup process that we can go through. I'll just lift up the lid here, and you'll see that you've actually got the quick start guide on the inside here. That's a really good idea, actually. I've been following the instructions from the paper instructions, which are very comprehensive. But what I can do is, if we just take these out, we can just start to get it set up. Now this is the multi-surface floor cleaner, so this is the actual detergent. There we are. So that just slots in there nicely and clips into place, so that's really good.
Detergent bottle installed.
There we are, detergent bottle installed, she says. what we need to do is to fill this one. So this is the clean water tank. So I'm just going to go and put some water in there. There is a line on the side, so it doesn't need to be hot, just cold water. So I'm just going to go and fill that up. Once I've got the water in there, then that just drops into place. So that's a clean water tank, and then the dirty water tank. So now I've got the tanks done and the vacuum is still charging. Let's just shut the lid. Now we can start to get the app set up, because I've seen a demonstration of the app and it looks really, really good. So all I want to do is to, within the instructions, I'll just show you this. You have got a couple of QR codes, and also it's at the top, so as you open the lid, it's in there as well. So if you just scan the QR code, then you can get the app set up. It's either the Dreame Home or the Xiaomi app, and I've actually done that. I've just got all that all set up. Now all we need to do is, within the app, once it's all logged in, you just press the plus button. So we just need to add a device, and it's just said auto detecting nearby devices, and it's found this, so the Dreamebot L10S Ultra. So if I click on that, all we need to do is get the Wi-Fi set up. So I'm just going to pop the password in for the Wi-Fi. So there we are. It's just saying connecting to the device. It's just got the percentage rolling up there. So we'll connect to that. They're normally pretty quick, some of these.
Robot and phone connected. Please return to app to wait for the result.
There we are. I tell you what, I do like that the vacuum talks to you.
Network connected successfully.
There we go. So the next thing to do is to set the room. I need to create a new room. So where I'm at the moment, that is the living room. So let's select that. Next. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave the name of the vacuum. You can also invite your family members. So if you wanted to share this with somebody else, then you can do. I suppose what you could do is you could have several people using the app to use the cleaner. There we go. So everything's set up now. Now it is recommending. I suppose it will give you some recommendations as you start to use the vacuum as you're going through the app. Now clearly this is just saying that what you want to do is you want to make sure that the area that you're going to vacuum is tidy. That's kind of a bit obvious. I think for anything, if you've got a robot vacuum, then it will really encourage you to keep the floor tidy, at least get things off the floor. If you've got kids like me, then it doesn't matter how old they are. They could be 6 months old, or like mine, as you get to 16 years old, then they still make a mess. And I'm sure as they get older than that, then it doesn't get any better. Now on the app, what it's recommending to do is to do something called fast mapping. And what it will do is it won't actually vacuum at this point, but what it needs to do is to go around the area. So in my case, it will go around the living room and just map out the size and everything about it. Just while I'm waiting for it to charge, which shouldn't be too long now, I'll just run through some of the specifications on the vacuum. So first of all, you've got the runtime on this. Now runtime is quoted quite a lot with cordless vacuums, but with this one, you've got a maximum of 210 minutes that it can vacuum for before it needs to go back to the dock. Now that is absolutely fantastic. As I say, I've not tried it yet, and with the size of the room here, it shouldn't need 210 minutes. If you are enabling the mopping facility as well, then that's reduced to 180 minutes. But even then, 3 hours of vacuuming is absolutely fantastic. Now the capacity on the water tanks, on the clean water tank is 2.5 litres, and the used water tank is slightly less at 2.4 litres. Now on the front here, there's a little flap and it says auto empty dust collector. And what this will do is you just take this off, so that pulls off like that, and you've got a little bag in here, and what it will do, when it goes round and does the vacuum in, once it's finished the whole process, it will go back and it will empty the container on its own into the bag. Fantastic. When I first heard about this, I thought it's absolutely brilliant, because something that a lot of robot vacuums suffer from, because of the nature of the vacuum, are having small bin capacities. And clearly with this one, with the L10S Ultra, it doesn't matter, because once the bin is full, it will go back, empty itself into the bag. I mean, that's a 3 litre bag, so that's a really good size bag. And also you do get a spare one as well, like that. It's a nice cloth looking bag. And once it's done that, then it will go back out and carry on the process. What I've done is I've just moved the base and the vacuum onto the floor here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the initial fast mapping. So just when you log into when you go onto the app, first of all, just check to make sure there's not an update on it. There was a firmware update, and I think with any things like this, it's always important to make sure you've got the latest software or the latest firmware. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press the buttons that says Start Fast Mapping, and
Start mapping. It will take about 5 to 10 minutes.
okay, there we go. So as it says, it's going to take about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll just show you this because the vacuum's off doing its thing. It's just doing the mapping at the moment. But what it's done is it's actually drawing a map of my living room. Now this is absolutely fantastic, and what it's doing is it's going into the kitchen as well and in the hallway, and it's almost creating it. And what it does is it uses like LiDAR technology, and the main advantage of that is that it's just coming back now, so I might need to move the tripod just because I don't want the tripod to think it's in the way. Right, I'll just show you this. There we go. She's doing the mapping at the moment. There we go. So
Start charging.
So that only took, I think it was about 4 minutes altogether. So a little bit quicker. And I suppose really that depends on the size of the room. But I was just saying that the advantage of LiDAR technology is that there's very little bumping involved. There are a lot of, I will be honest, there are a lot of robot vacuums on the market. But you will find with some of the cheaper ones that use fairly basic technology that they will keep on bumping into things like your furniture, and that can get quite annoying or quite noisy because some people will set this to different times during the day or even the night. Now it's finished the mapping, I'll just show you this. I'm not too sure if it's clear that you can see it on the screen, but what I've done is I've actually labelled this as living room. This is the living room here. That white part there is where my sofa is. I've got a little table at the side. It has detected that goes into the hallway. So this is where the front door is. And that yellow section there, that's where the kitchen is. And do you know what? I'm really, really impressed. And that's completely accurate. But what you can do, and I think at another time what I will do is I'll go and put this upstairs as well. So it can run through all the bedrooms and the bathrooms as well. Just before I send it out on its first clean, I'm just going to show you some of the cleaning modes that we've got to pick from. So you press the cleaning mode button. So the 3 different options to start with. You've got the vacuum and mopping. Then you've just got the mopping, and then you've got the sweeping or vacuuming as they would call it. So I suppose for me, I wouldn't need to do the mopping every day. I've not got animals, although I've got the kids. I suppose they could be classed as animals sometimes. But for me, I suppose to do a vacuum every day would be fantastic. Then you've got the different suction settings. So just underneath. So you've got quiet. Now that one can be very good. So if you're going to use it at night, then that's probably the main one to use, because I suppose overall, as it says, it's going to be a lot quieter than some of the other settings. You've got standard, then strong, and then turbo. So you will find, I suppose, depending on how often you've vacuumed, if it's something that, you know, I mean, initially for me, I try and keep the floor here pretty clean. I did vacuum a day or so ago, so it's not going to be too dirty. But what will be really interesting is to see how much dirt it gets up, because I'm going to send it out on a quick clean in a moment. And then the last option on here is the dampness of the mop pad. So you can actually, so if I select one of the, say the vacuuming and mopping, then you've got either slightly dry, then moist, and then wet. And clearly that could depend on, I suppose, how dirty the floor is. But I think what I'll do is when I try it initially, I'm going to select the moist option. And then you've got there's an option for, if we just come out of that, something else that I did have a look at within the settings. So cleaning history, that will show you how long you've been vacuuming for. Schedule cleanup, So what you can do, this is really what I was talking about earlier. So what I can do is I can set a certain time of the day that I want it to work on. So I suppose for me, really something like, I don't know, say 9 o'clock in the morning would be a good option. At least I'm at work by then, I'm out a lot earlier than that. And what you can do is you can repeat it for certain days. So it's just showing you the different days on there. So I wouldn't really want to do it on my days off. I don't really see the point in that. I don't be walking around and then tripping around it all the time. But that's something that's very good. And clearly, if you wanted to, if you'd forgotten to do that, and if you're at work and you think, oh, I just want to give it a quick clean round. For me, if my parents will come around or even my nan, then I definitely want to make sure that my floor is going to be nice and tidy, so nice and clean as well. So I could even set this going when I'm at work, which is absolutely fantastic. Then you've got couple of other settings, carpet cleaning settings. You've got different preferences and accessory usage. But really some of those, I suppose, are a bit more relevant once we've done quite a bit of the cleaning. But really what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set this going, and so really what I want to do is to select the cleaning mode. I'm going to select the vacuuming and mopping. So I was going to just do the vacuuming, but no, let's go for it. I'm going to select the standard suction setting. That's the main one I want to send for the vacuum to work with. And I'm just going to select the moist, so it's the middle setting for when it's actually mopping. So now I've selected those, just go back, and the button at the bottom, let's hit go and let's watch it in action. So just while the vacuum is doing the vacuuming and mopping, I must admit it's looking really good. I'll show you in a moment how it's doing. But I just wanted to run through some of the other features that it's got. First of all, you've got something called a spot clean. So what you can do is, if there's a certain area, I suppose if you've spilt some cereal on the floor, and if you just wanted to vacuum in a certain area, then all you need to do is just from the app, just select the area that you want it to vacuum and then press go. So although I've not actually set it up yet, I think I will do, but you've actually got the option for voice commands. So if you've got things like Siri, Google Assistant or Alexa, then you can set that up. And if you've got an automated home, then you can integrate the DreamBot within that. So in theory, what you could do is you could just say, Alexa, ask DreamBot to clean, and then the vacuum will start. So just show you, this is going under the table at the moment. You can see that it's doing the vacuuming, and it's got the mop behind it. It's not really that easy to see, but I can definitely see that it is. Let's just come over here. What I'll do is I'll just show you on there. You can. This has done the main hallway. I know it's a little bit bizarre. Got two different colour laminate floors in here, but hopefully you can see the shine where it's already been. So that's already starting to dry. What I'm really impressed at is that it's not left it too wet, because clearly I've still got to walk on this, but I'm just going to, I suppose, let it dry for a while. But that's why I selected the moist option. Had it been really dirty, then I would have gone for the very wet option. So what it's done is it's actually finished the cleaning routine now. I must admit I did miss it, just going back to the base. But first thing it said was that it's finished the cleaning routine, heading back to the base, and then as soon as it got onto the base, then it started to charge again. And that's a fantastic feature, because you know that next time you use it, it's going to be 100% charged. But what it's doing is actually cleaning the pads now. Let's just see if I can zoom in. You can't really see what it's doing, but it is wearing away and gurgling away as well. So yeah, there's not a lot to see really, but I think what I want to do is I want to just leave it to do this routine. What it does say is to make sure that the dirty water tank is cleaned after each time. So I'm just going to let it finish this option. So what you can hear there, it's actually going through the drying process of just drying the mops underneath. That's what I was explaining a moment ago. Now again, that is a fantastic feature that is pretty unique to this kind of robot vacuum. I've not seen another one on the market that does that. If you have seen one, then let me know. But what I want to do is I just want to show you, because it is always recommended to empty the dirty water. So I know it's only done one clean and I haven't actually had a look yet, but what I want to do is I want to see how dirty the water is. So I'm just going to empty it into this jug, and I promise I'm going to give this a good clean afterwards. So that's the amount of water that has come, that I suppose it's used, and you can certainly see that it's not clear. So that's just proving how, I suppose, how dirty the floor was. And really what I want to do is I'm going to, I suppose, ideally clean this probably once a week. It hasn't been cleaned for a while, I'll be honest. It's a little bit embarrassing, but at least I know that it's a really easy procedure now. And all I'll do is I'll put that back. No, what I should do is I'll just go and give that a quick rinse out. So what I've done is just quickly, I've interrupted the drying program just to show you underneath. Now this is really easy to take out. So when it comes to cleaning, you will find, I suppose, if you have got, say, hairy members of your family, or if you've got pets, then you might get some hair wrapped around here. But at least that's nice and easy to take out. And then once you've got rid of any debris or any hair, then that just pops back in there. And then make sure the brush is out of the way. That just clips in, and then you're ready to go. The mop's just come off. So
Mop pads removed.
So that's brilliant. It's even telling me that I'm removing the mop pads, and then
Mop pads installed.
when you put them back on, it tells you that we put the mop pads on. If you're as impressed as I am with this, and if you're thinking of buying one, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I must admit, I'm really impressed with this. I know for some people it will be a lot of money, but I think for others, when you look at the amount of time that you're saving by not having to vacuum, then this could be a winner. All I'd normally ask is please give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe, leave any comments below. I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video, or whether there's something you wanted to see, whether you've come to watch the video and if there's a particular function that you wanted to see me demonstrate and if I haven't done it, or if you've got any questions on the vacuum, because there's really a lot to talk about. I think what I've tried to do is I've tried to make the video fairly quick. I think sometimes some of the videos I produce can be a little bit too long. But yeah, if you've got any questions, pop in the comments, because this is one I'm going to be using almost on a daily basis. Also, if you have got one of these, if you have got one of the DreamBot vacuum cleaners, it doesn't have to be this one, but if you have got one of the DreamBots, then let me know what you think about it, because I do always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.